You've probably felt it before. That subtle, often inexplicable feeling of exhaustion after being around certain people. It's as if something essential has been drawn out of you, leaving you feeling weighed down and depleted. Sometimes it feels like your enthusiasm has been dampened, your optimism dimmed, or even your belief in yourself shaken. These encounters can take a toll, slowly chipping away at the well of energy and confidence you rely on to navigate daily life. In this video, I'll show you how to reclaim your energy and break free from negativity. Breaking free from the drain of negative energy. In today's world, it's not uncommon to find yourself surrounded by people who, knowingly or unknowingly, seem to drain that energy with every interaction. Let's call them energy vampires. People who, through their words, actions, or mere presence, seem to pull your energy inwards, leaving you feeling empty. They're often subtle in their impact, making them difficult to identify and even harder to avoid. You may find yourself second-guessing whether they're really as harmful as they seem, or perhaps wondering if you're being overly sensitive. But the truth is, these individuals have an impact on you, and acknowledging it is the first step toward reclaiming control over your energy. Imagine for a moment being able to engage with these individuals and come out feeling unaffected, protected, and, most importantly, in control of your own well-being. Picture yourself surrounded by a mental shield that keeps their negativity from sinking into your mind or dampening your spirit. This is what the energy reverse method offers, a powerful approach to safeguarding your mental and emotional resources. This isn't about cutting people out of your life entirely or becoming cold and detached. It's about learning to protect yourself in a way that allows you to interact without sacrificing your own emotional health. By understanding the strategies that energy vampires use, and by applying methods to shield yourself, you can reclaim the power to choose where and how your energy is spent. It's about making a conscious choice to put your own well-being first, to build resilience against those who drain you, and to walk away from interactions feeling whole and undisturbed. The journey begins with awareness. If you don't know who or what is draining you, it's nearly impossible to protect yourself effectively. This is where you begin to recognize the subtle signs, the little clues that tell you someone may be acting as an energy drain. Maybe it's the friend who always turns conversations to their problems without ever asking about yours, or the coworker who criticizes your ideas, leaving you questioning your own abilities. These interactions often feel one-sided and leave you feeling emotionally tired, like you've been giving more than you're getting in return. Learning to identify these patterns is empowering. It's as if you're peeling back a layer, seeing people and situations for what they truly are. Once you recognize these behaviors, you can approach each interaction with intention. Instead of simply absorbing the energy around you, you can choose how much of yourself you're willing to invest in each person. And more importantly, you can begin to shield yourself from the influence of others, taking back control over your emotional space. Recognizing the patterns of energy drainers. The next step is recognizing the patterns and behaviors that indicate someone is habitually draining your energy. These individuals often share specific traits. Some may be outwardly negative, constantly complaining about their life, work, or relationships without ever making any effort to change. They seek sympathy, validation, or attention, but rarely take action to improve their situation. This is a classic pattern among energy vampires, and if you've ever been around someone like this, you know how tiring it can be to continually offer support that seems to vanish into a void of pessimism. At first, these energy vampires may seem harmless, maybe even endearing in their vulnerability. But over time, you notice that you're the one who's left feeling drained. They take and take, asking for your emotional energy, your advice, your empathy, yet they give little back. This one-sided exchange leaves you emotionally exhausted, feeling as though you've invested a part of yourself without ever seeing a return. It's like pouring water into a cup with a hole at the bottom. No matter how much you give, it's never enough. Then there are those whose methods are more subtle. They may not come across as overtly negative, but their words or actions are laced with small jabs, critiques, or underhanded comments that leave you feeling unsettled. They might question your choices, make backhanded compliments, or bring up your past mistakes. These interactions are often subtle, almost unnoticeable to the outside world. but you can feel their impact lingering long after the conversation has ended. It's as if they're trying to bring you down to their level, perhaps to make themselves feel better, or to regain a sense of control in their own lives. One of the most telling signs of an energy vampire is their need for your reaction. They thrive on your emotional response, whether it's sympathy, frustration, or defensiveness. In fact, they may be so skilled at drawing you in that you hardly notice it's happening until it's too late. They might use drama, complaints, or even provocative statements to elicit a response from you, subtly pulling you into their world of negativity. This is one of the most effective tools energy vampires have in their arsenal, and it's also the place where you have the most power to reclaim control. By learning to control your reactions, and by redirecting their energy back to them, you can protect yourself from being drawn into their draining cycles. This is where the energy reverse method truly begins. By cultivating an awareness of your own reactions and setting boundaries, you can reclaim your energy in a way that feels empowering rather than restrictive. This method isn't about fighting negativity with negativity. It's about learning how to protect your energy and respond to difficult people in a way that leaves you feeling whole. In this first part, we'll explore two powerful techniques for reclaiming your energy in the presence of draining people. These techniques aren't about pushing others away or creating walls around yourself. Instead, they're about learning to engage in a way that leaves you feeling strong, grounded, and in control. The first technique is called mirroring, a practice that allows you to deflect negativity without absorbing it. Picture yourself holding up an invisible mirror whenever someone directs their negativity toward you. Instead of absorbing their harsh words, criticism, or complaints, imagine that these words simply bounce off the mirror and return to them. In this way, you maintain a neutral, calm presence, allowing their energy to stay with them without taking it on as your own. By practicing this technique, you send a subtle message. You are not willing to accept their negativity, nor are you affected by it. Over time, you'll notice that they have less power to disrupt your emotional state, and your inner sense of peace remains intact. The second technique is redirection. When faced with someone who seems intent on pulling you into their negativity, try guiding the conversation towards something positive or constructive. For example, if a friend begins to complain about their job, acknowledge their feelings, but then gently ask, "What's one thing you're grateful for about your work?" Or, "What's something you're excited about in the future?" By steering the conversation toward more positive ground, you protect yourself from being pulled into their cycle of complaints and negativity. It's a simple shift, but one that can change the energy of the interaction entirely. These two techniques, mirroring and redirection, form the core of the energy reverse method. They allow you to engage with others from a place of strength and self-assurance, protecting your inner world from the drain of outside negativity. It's a subtle but powerful shift, one that can transform your interactions and leave you feeling in control of your energy. As we move forward, remember that these skills take time and practice to master. But with each interaction, you'll become more adept at spotting energy vampires and more resilient in the face of negativity. By reclaiming your energy, you're taking an essential step toward building a life that's rooted in positivity, strength, and emotional well-being. Building your protective shield. Now that we've explored the initial steps in reclaiming your energy, let's dive deeper into additional techniques that will help you master the art of protecting yourself from negativity. These methods aren't just tools, they're practices that will become part of your daily interactions. You'll soon find that these skills allow you to walk through life with a heightened sense of calm and control, no longer weighed down by the draining presence of negative people. The key to successfully implementing these techniques lies in building what I like to call a protective shield. Think of this as an invisible layer of energy surrounding you, a boundary that you control and that no one else can penetrate without your permission. This shield is not about avoidance. Rather, it's about setting limits on how much access others have to your inner world. You're not rejecting people. You're simply prioritizing your own peace of mind. This protective shield becomes stronger each time you practice awareness and self-care. Remember that every time you allow someone's negativity to impact you, it's as though you're giving them permission to step into your energy field. But by consciously deciding when and how to engage, you begin to reassert control over your inner space. One powerful way to strengthen this shield is through visualization. Imagine yourself surrounded by a clear, protective barrier. This could be a bubble, a wall of light, or even a mirror reflecting energy back outward. When you sense someone's negativity approaching, visualize this barrier reinforcing itself, making it impossible for harmful energy to penetrate. Visualization may seem simple, but it's a highly effective way to keep your focus on your own energy, rather than on what others are trying to project onto you. The practice of visualization doesn't mean you won't feel empathy or compassion for others. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You'll be able to support people without feeling overwhelmed. This shield allows you to engage from a place of emotional strength and stability, offering genuine help when needed, but without sacrificing your own well-being. Techniques to neutralize negative energy. In addition to visualizing your protective shield, let's look at some specific techniques that can help you neutralize negativity on a daily basis. These techniques are designed to redirect and deflect negative energy, allowing you to remain unaffected by the draining behaviors of others. Mastering these skills will give you the confidence to face challenging interactions without losing your sense of balance. One such technique is called non-reaction. Often, people who exhibit negative behaviors are seeking a reaction. They thrive on emotional responses, whether it's sympathy, frustration, or defensiveness. This need for a reaction can often be so deeply ingrained that they may not even realize they're seeking it. By staying calm and composed, you deny them the emotional fuel they're searching for, effectively neutralizing their impact on you. Non-reaction isn't about being passive or disengaged. It's a powerful choice to maintain control over your emotions. For instance, imagine someone criticizes a decision you've made. Instead of feeling defensive, take a breath and remain neutral. A simple, calm response like, "I hear your point," or "Thanks for sharing," acknowledges them without feeding into the negativity. This approach may initially catch them off guard. They were likely expecting a reaction that they could build on. But by staying calm and neutral, you're showing them that their attempts to draw out an emotional response from you have no power. Another technique to consider is the broken record. This method is particularly useful when dealing with someone who is persistently negative or argumentative. The broken record technique involves calmly repeating the same statement without deviation, no matter what the other person says. For example, if someone is pressuring you to agree with them or to engage in a conversation you're not comfortable with, simply repeat, "I've made my decision," or "I'm not interested in discussing this." This steady, consistent response sends a message that you won't be swayed by their persistence. It's not about being rude or dismissive. It's about maintaining your boundaries without exhausting yourself in arguments or explanations. The beauty of the broken record technique is that it allows you to preserve your energy by avoiding lengthy debates. Repeating a simple phrase helps you stand firm without getting emotionally drawn into the conversation. You're protecting your inner calm, showing the other person that you won't be swayed by pressure or manipulation. Next, let's discuss the gray rock technique, which is especially effective with individuals who seek attention or thrive on drama. The gray rock technique involves becoming as uninteresting and unresponsive as possible, similar to a gray rock that blends into the background. When someone tries to engage you in drama, gossip, or negativity, keep your responses brief, neutral, and devoid of emotion. For example, if a coworker tries to pull you into office gossip, respond with short answers like, "Oh, I see," or "That's interesting." Avoid sharing opinions or details that could fuel the conversation further. By becoming a gray rock, you make it clear that you're not interested in engaging. This discourages the other person from targeting you as a source of emotional reaction or drama, as they quickly realize they're not getting the response they crave. Over time, this technique will lead them to seek attention elsewhere, leaving you in peace. One of the most impactful methods within the energy reverse method is called the compliment redirect. When someone directs negativity toward you, try responding with a genuine compliment. This may sound counterintuitive, but it's a remarkably effective way to disarm negative energy. Imagine a colleague who constantly complains about their workload. Rather than getting sucked into their complaints, respond with something like, "I've always admired how committed you are to your work." This unexpected positivity often shifts the energy of the conversation, making it harder for them to continue with their negative remarks. The compliment redirect technique serves a dual purpose. It protects your energy by deflecting negativity and, over time, may even encourage the other person to adopt a more positive outlook. Compliments can have a surprising effect on negative individuals, as they are not often met with kindness in response to their behavior. You're breaking the cycle by responding in a way that neither confronts nor condones their negativity, but instead diffuses it with warmth. Lastly, let's explore the energy investment mindset. This approach encourages you to think of your energy as a resource, something that has value and should be invested wisely. Before engaging with a person or situation, ask yourself if it's worth the investment of your energy. If the answer is no, find a way to limit or avoid the interaction. This isn't about being selfish. It's about understanding that your energy is finite and should be conserved for people and situations that uplift and support you. Think of it this way. Just as you wouldn't spend money on something that brings no return, you shouldn't spend your energy on situations that only drain you. By adopting an energy investment mindset, you'll become more mindful of your choices, naturally gravitating toward positive interactions while avoiding those that leave you feeling depleted. Reclaiming your inner peace. At the end of each day, take a few moments to conduct what I like to call an energy audit. Reflect on your interactions and ask yourself which ones left you feeling energized and which ones drained you. Make note of the people and situations that consistently leave you feeling exhausted, and consider ways to limit your exposure to these drains. This regular practice will help you become more attuned to the impact of others on your energy, and will guide you in making conscious choices that prioritize your well-being. As you become more practiced in these techniques, you'll find that your interactions begin to change. The people who once drained you may start to distance themselves, realizing that they can no longer feed off your reactions. Or perhaps they'll begin to shift their behavior around you, sensing that their negativity has little impact on your emotional state. Either way, you're reclaiming your power, choosing when and how to engage with the world around you in a way that leaves you feeling whole. It's important to remember that protecting your energy is not about isolating yourself from others or shutting down emotionally. Instead, it's about making deliberate choices that allow you to be fully present and supportive for those who matter most without sacrificing your own peace. By building resilience and learning to navigate interactions with grace and self-awareness, you're investing in a life that's grounded in strength and positivity. One of the greatest rewards of mastering the energy reverse method is the newfound sense of inner peace. You'll walk through life feeling lighter, more confident, and more in control of your emotions. No longer will you feel at the mercy of others' negativity. Instead, you'll carry with you an inner calm that serves as a foundation for every interaction, an unshakable sense of well-being that no one can disrupt. As you continue to apply these techniques, remember to be patient with yourself. Changing your reactions and building a protective shield takes time, but with each step, you're moving closer to a life that's centered around positivity and emotional resilience. This journey is about honoring yourself, recognizing your worth, and knowing that you deserve a life free from the draining forces of negativity. Protecting your energy is one of the most profound ways to take ownership of your life. So keep practicing, stay mindful, and know that you have the power to thrive no matter who or what surrounds you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time if you are still with me, and if you would like, please think about subscribing to our channel. You may then receive updates on new videos that will provide you with additional knowledge, manifestations, philosophy, and personal development ideas. Your thoughts and opinions regarding this video would be much appreciated. Your contribution stimulates our cosmic research, and we are incredibly appreciative of your being here. And never forget that we are always here for you and wish you the best possible life filled with success and happiness. I hope you have an amazing day. If you have watched until the end, please respond with MMM, Master Motivational Mindset, so we can connect.